In this video, I nearly set fire to the knife sharpener, we routine trim a bunch of Holstein cows and look at this huge Limousin bull before dealing with a cow whose heel has fluid bubbling out the back of it, all before using this antique hoof trimming knife that we found in our barn conversion.
And I won't let it rush when I see you dance, and the moment comes when I fall and time goes slow. I fall into you.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Look at this for a sunny day. We've got lots of new things and old things happening, and semi-new things that have returned. He's back, and he's okay, aren't you?
Alright now,
Semi
yeah.
alright.
Yeah, I'm good.
Gave us a bit of a scare, but we're very glad to have him back. You don't know Stephen well, but he's fantastic. Aren't you, Stephen? You're fantastic, aren't you?
I am.
Yeah.
If you say so.
Slightly nervous on camera as well. Don't worry, that'll change. Carry on.
Well, thank you very much, mate. Have a good day.
Have a good day, mate. See you later. We've got our new pickup has arrived. Look at this. And thanks to a renowned change them, we did a tiny little silly wheels. Tiny little silly wheels on it. And now we've got proper ones. Look at this. So I didn't want to buy this, but I'm very glad I've got it. It's big. If you're America, it's little. But in the UK, it's big, and size matters. So they tell me. Alright, enough? No. Lucky for you. So that is what is new. We're also doing a very special thing with it, with the wrap to get your names on it. Possibly, if you want them, if that's if you would like to do that. So that is what is new. This is what is old. Right, by the way, I'm a you can't have one biscuit type of person, and I've restricted myself to a quarter of a packet, because normally it would be at least a packet and then a rummage in the cupboards for some more. Anywho, this is what is old. Bing! So obviously we're renovating Kerscowan into holiday lets, cottages or whatever, and the builders found this the other day. Now if that's not a sign, I don't know what is. I have no idea how old this is, but it definitely doesn't look very new. That is made out of antler, and this is obviously a piece of steel. I think it's mild steel. It could be stainless steel, but it is a hoof trimming knife. Now if that's not a sign, I don't know what is. But I am quite interested to see how well this works, because I think it'll be alright. The thing is, in the state it is right now, it's not going to cut butter. That's not meant to happen. Why is it doing that? So completely ignoring the fact that weirdly this antique hoof trimming knife seems to be setting fire to our knife sharpener, this was found at Kerscowan by our builders. I think it must be around 50 or 60 years old, but truth be told, I'm not really sure. I'm polishing up the blade so that we can use it later on today to see how it trims, but I'm not very happy with how the handle is and worried it comes loose. So using a bit of Hoof Grip Pro, I fill up the gap before buffing it all back so that we can use it properly. Might as well kill some time while that dries.
It's not the most hygienic bit to hear biscuits sitting.
What?
It's not the best bit, you like, you know what I mean?
Especially when it keeps missing.
Yeah, but it's only the bottom one.
Aye, and the crumbs that you keep picking back up.
That too, yeah.
As if you're not going to eat the bottom one.
I'm going to eat the bottom one. It's not dry!
Maybe it's the glue you're using that's not working very good.
Can't put that in there, do you? I could fit a whole one in one go, couldn't I? No bother.
What's no bother?
Uses bigger things than that, isn't it? Can't put that in a video.
Ignoring Craig's attempt at humour there, I buff back the Hoof Grip Pro so that it's nice and smooth when I'm holding it later on. You'd be amazed at what I've used this glue around the house to put back together again. Right, let's get it actually sharp now.
It takes a long time to get good at sharpening knives, and I'll be honest, I am good at them, but when you see them in the video, it's not me who sharpens them. Craig has been learning to sharpen knives for the past 5 or 6 months, and he's getting better and better at it all the time.
Was he doing it right?
No, it looked alright, like. I want to say it was as good as me, but...
See if it'll shave her beard. Oh, she looks better now, doesn't she? Look, dream, believe, achieve. That's how you should live your life. To the farm. And just like that, we are at the farm! And everybody's favourite person, Alan. Alan, remember, the people need you. People actually love seeing you. That's not even a joke. They genuinely do.
That's how I scare everybody.
He's really shy though, but he shouldn't be because he's class. Oh, look, that's good. So this is the farm where the cows keep jumping over there. And Alan has completely sorted it by tying all these gates up. And that must have taken you ages though.
Yeah. I didn't answer the phone this morning when you went.
Oh, is that what you were doing? Yeah. I like to check that Alan's remembered because I'm not saying Alan forgets sometimes, but I'm not saying that he doesn't forget. No, that'll work perfectly. You're going to like what Alan's done.
Right, what you done? Oh, wait till you see.
You've improved it, haven't you, Alan?
Oh, yes.
Improved what? What, so the cows don't jump over?
So the cows don't jump over. They can't even get in the cubicles now. It does look cool though, doesn't it? I really like it. A lot. Even Alan likes it. You're filthy, get out! That's my new pickup! Out! I literally just convinced him to get in.
Oh, I never saw that.
Hey, safety first. Get on girl, up, lads. Come on.
So we've got about 50 or well, somewhere between 50 and 60 to do today. And this is the first farm of 2, so we really do need to get cracking. But luckily the feet here are pretty well looked after, so we're not gonna have all that much work. It's easier to say than I made it sound.
I've known Alan, the dairyman here now, for almost 14 or 15 years, and he likes to look after the feet of the cows who are under his care, meaning that because we've been here for just over a year now, the cows in our care that we're seeing here today have already been routine trimmed a few times, meaning our job here is far more simple than it can be at other farms. Most of the cows' feet are like this one. They just need a little trim up, a rebalance and a bit of TLC. But then again, don't we all from time to time? As opposed to the one you saw me sharpen earlier, these are the knives that Craig sharpened.
Oh, buttery smooth, buttery smooth. Lovely, lovely routine trimming at its finest. I don't mean the trimming, I mean... Oh, lass, come on. I mean, this cow is at the perfect stage for a bit of routine trimming. All of this cracked tooth horn here we leave in place because that's extra height. And if we take that off, we have to take even more from this area to reduce the height to be the same level as this. So we just leave that in place because it's not causing a problem.
And with that, cow number 1 is done and dusted, and cow number 2 is already lined up and ready to go. This farm is a little awkward for Craig, because he has to go and get the cows in, then climb through all of the poles that are in his way in the parlour, before getting back in to help me.
And again, you can see this inner claw is just that slightly bit longer, which also means that it's slightly higher, because length equates to height. Meaning that this foot, or claw, is taking the majority of the weight, and that is what leads to problems. So with the grinder, we reduce this entire outside claw. We barely even touch that inner claw. We need to remove as much height as it takes to get the weight bearing level between both digits. And the only part we do touch on that inner claw is the model out to make it slightly easier for the knife. Look at that. Craig, what a job you've made of these knives, look.
Oh, look at that, eh? Can't ask for better.
Craig getting better and better all the time at sharpening these knives.
Next foot. Again, you've got this extra length, which again equates to extra height. So again, you guessed it, we concentrate on the outer claw, only trimming back the excess height from that. We reduce the entire size of that claw once again to balance out these two digits. And again, avoid any problems that causes before moving on to the knife. Right, routine trimming isn't the only thing that we do though, is it? We also do bulls as well. And yes, I've magically transformed into a t-shirt. Right, we've got this Lemmy bull next, and I don't think he's lame. I don't think. So the new pickup has arrived, as you can see in the background, but it looks a little plain, so we obviously need a wrap. The last one was wrapped as well, and it was all scratched all over, and when we removed the wrap, the pickup was perfect underneath it, so it does a great job of protecting the entire thing. And this is where you guys come in. So we're gonna launch this hoodie. Yes, it's a code brown hoodie. It's a zipper up. Loads of people have been asking for zipper hoodies, and it's a pre-order only because because of the subject matter, I'm not sure you're gonna love it. So it's a pre-order only, but if you order this hoodie or anything else off the merch site before the 2nd of May, then you'll get your name on the wrap on the pickup behind me. After the 2nd of May, the pre-order for the Code Brown zipper hoodie will no longer be available. I might never put it back on again because some of you might absolutely hate it and nobody might buy it. We have space for 500 names on the wrap. They're not going to be absolutely massive. We're going to build them into the wrap because we still want it to look really, really cool. And I will video the whole process so you'll see your name on the pickup, even if you don't see the pickup in person, if that makes sense. So go to thehoofgp.com and order anything from the website or pre-order the Code Brown hoodie right now and you will get your name on the wrap behind us. I will shut off the pre-orders and it will be all over the website if there's no space left on the pickup. So right now, if you can see this, there will be space, as long as it's before the 2nd of May. Order my book, order this hoodie, order a t-shirt, order a mug, order the Code Brown hoodie, order anything you want, and your name will be included on the wrap. The only thing to remember is that sometimes these little things that I do go a little crazy and are more successful than I imagine them to be. So although there's room for 500 names, they could go very, very quickly indeed. So if you want your name on the wrap, which will be happening in around a month's time or so, then go right now to thehoofgp.com, order anything you want, and your name will be included. By the way, it will be the name that you order using. So whatever is on your order is exactly what will be put on the wrap. Right, back to the video. Come on. Good boy. Good boy. On you go. Fairly sure he's just in for a routine trim. Bulls need a bit of routine love too, you see. Slightly worried about that crack actually. Yeah, that doesn't look great. Slightly sort of overworn it actually, which seems weird because I'm taking more height off, but I need to. Yeah, I think I'm going to put a block on that outer claw. Yeah, definitely. I don't think this is a proper problem per se, but I do think it's well on its way to becoming one. So we're going to attach a block to that outer claw just to allow the inner claw to regrow and thicken up a little bit. We're not actually even going to use a wooden one. We'll just use one of these rubber blocks because it'll wear away in a couple of weeks. And by that time, his feet should have thickened up and there should be no issue. Craig is struggling a little bit to get the cow in behind us, so we'll just give him a little bit of help first before we move on. Right, next foot. Again, he's exactly the same on this foot. Look, he's got a crack right around the outer part here. So we'll just reduce that again. We'll clean this off and attach another rubber block on here. I'm just clearing off this outer claw using the grinder, but really trying not to remove any height. I do need it to be completely flat and level and as clean as possible if this block is going to have any chance of sticking on for the duration. It was totally fine, yeah. Was he lame?
He was showing kind of a wee bit lame, but
His inside feet and his back are just a bit thin. People like Alan are fantastic because they really care, and he's just basically explaining what cows have what problems and asking about this bull just to make sure he's on top of everything, as well as talking about dermatitis, because sometimes they have little flare-ups here and Alan's keen to know if what he's doing is working, which it is. Just dish this lot out just a little bit. Lovely. Quickly check his front feet as well while he's in, obviously. As the inner claw is actually pretty uneven, so I quickly level that up before reducing the entirety of the inner claw to make sure it balances up with the outer one, and model it out a little bit using the grinder. You don't really need to use the knife on this foot though, because the model with the grinder is deep enough. Right, next foot, which is pretty much the same.
You see I'm kind of scurrying around. The first thing I ever want to do when I get a bull into the crush is get him back out again. These bulls are incredibly heavy and incredibly strong, and they are very apt to hurting themselves. So, speed is of the essence to ensure a nice, smooth, problem-free trim.
In fact, it was exactly the same. He's definitely walking a little stiff-legged, doesn't he? You know, like really like this. Those blocks should take the weight away from his inner claws though, and hopefully he'll be walking fantastically well by tomorrow. Right. Craig has got a stone stuck in the blade of this grinder. Isn't he half stuck?
no, it's stuck. I didn't want to do that in case I chipped the blade with it.
Lovely. Onward!
That,
Now onward!
This is the perfect example of routine trimming. Both of her front claws are slightly overgrown. They're blackened from staining from the slurry that she walks in. These cows are outside now, and as such, any problems like this will really start to show and flare up. The moisture in the stones outside will get into all of the little cracks and crevices unless we even them up and get rid of all those little problems, or at least would-be problems. So rooted trimming now is incredibly important. You can see on that far away claw, she has a dark patch. But don't worry, both of those dark patches you can see are just pigmentation. There's nothing actually wrong with these, but I'm sure if we hadn't routine trimmed her right now, in a few weeks' time, there probably would be.
Amazing. This cow's not lame. But it is amazing the difference you can make just with a simple routine trim. And I'm finished this just in a second. We'll put these side by side just before I started trimming her and just after finished. Look at the difference in size. So here it is before, and this is how it is now. And this is it side by side, and there is a massive difference. Yes, she wasn't lame. But just imagine how much more comfortable she'll be now. What's wrong, Craig?
cow
Cow.
being endless.
Craigie boy is struggling to get a cow up the race.
Hey, I don't like admitting defeat, but I'm not risking my life for her.
It's a question of priorities. Surely it makes more sense to risk your life than my life. Let's see if we can get her in. It can be unbelievably frustrating when you can't get a cow in, because all that ends up happening is you wind her up, she can hurt herself, you can hurt yourself, it stresses you out. It's better for everybody if they just listen. Except they don't. I'm not gonna lie, she does not look keen. Seriously, Craig, what was the problem?
I'll tell you how that was so easy is because there was a gate in front of her when I was bringing her up. This time there was just a run straight through, so...
I'm taking the win, okay?
I could barely keep up with it. I'm running that way, man.
Now you know how we are in conversation with you. I mean, we can't keep up.
Oh.
So this cow's not doing very well, look at this. She's got a sole ulcer on this foot, which needed a block. And then, I've come over to this foot, and it's bubbling at her heel. Not sure if you can see that, but that really is not good.
So the problem is up in here. You can see this skin here is loose. Oh, in fact, if I press it, you can see exactly what's happening there. So what we're going to do is remove all of this, attach a block here, and hopefully dish out this massive area here. And I suspect the whole of this is going to come away.
So this foot doesn't actually need all that much material removed, but there is a slight height difference. So we remove that from the outer claw and prepare the inner claw ready to take that block before moving on to the real meat of the work, the knife work. So we are going to use this old knife to trim it away and see how we get on. I'll be honest, I wouldn't use it if I wasn't fairly confident that we could trim with it. It's definitely not as comfortable as a modern knife. But then the deer hasn't specifically grown her antler to work as a handle for a knife, has it? Or did it? So you can see there are lots of scratch marks as I trim through. But you can also see that the knife's pretty sharp. It's definitely working. That is for sure. Those scratch marks let me know that it's not perfectly sharp though. Every little scratch means that there's a blunt part on the blade. Oh. There we go. Get the blade of our knife under there. You can see where that problem is now, so we just kind of chase it down, as it were. Just keep putting the blade of our knife in behind that. I'm not just doing this because it's an old knife and I want to see what it's like. Partly doing it to show that you can trim a cow's foot with pretty much any knife as long as it's fairly sharp, so there's never really an excuse not to, if that makes sense. Oh, you can actually see it's coming out down here too. So we're going to have to remove all of this, aren't we, because it must be underrun. Slice across and up and through. See it bubbling out the top now. It's obviously completely and utterly underrun. This knife's actually fairly good. I would have it more bent if I could, in fact. God, that must be strong steel. Doesn't even bend. Well, I'm going to use one of my more modern knives because that old one is wrong-handed. So I'm just going to swap over to this. So you can see it's sharper. Yeah, getting on better with this actually. Just take a little slither by slither by slither by slither by slither away. As small a piece as I can actually. I know that this is all underrun, but I know that the red stuff might be lacking in there as well, so I don't want to cause us to see too much of that. Just squish out. I reckon all of this is detached. Yep. Definitely. So I'm just gonna keep that pulled away and slice away as my finger is pulling it away from the surface of her foot. I just change angles actually. Pull it down. I really don't want to slice through that and it slip and take my finger with it. Just thin all of this out. This is rapidly turning out to be a very messy trim,
Don't get me wrong though, when we first picked up her foot and saw her heels weeping like they were, I thought it had a fair chance of ending up looking like this. The pressure and therefore the pain because of that loose and detached hoof horn that we've just removed being there in the first place must have been pretty excruciating. So I'm hoping at the very least we've made her more comfortable. What a mess that is, but I'm actually pretty happy with how it's trimmed out. So yes, the vast majority of the cows here are in for routine trim, but as you can see, we do have the odd therapeutic one. Having two problems like this cow's got must be a serious thing to deal with on a day-to-day basis, but hopefully these blocks and that wrap will sort her out completely. Right, let's see how she's walking with those two blocks on. For a cow with such big problems, she's actually walking really well. She is an older cow though, so the healing process might take longer than usual. Thanks for joining us today, by the way, if you made it all the way through to the end, and if you have, think about subscribing and joining this incredible online community that we call The Herd. And remember, if you do want your name on the pickup truck, you need to go and pre-order the Code Brown hoodie or anything else from the merch site within the next couple of days. Otherwise, you'll miss that opportunity. Yeah, so go to thehoofgp.com, pre-order the Code Brown hoodie, which may not be available for very long, depending on how many people want it or not. But it's the first 500 people's names that go on the truck. And after that, we're closing it off. So be quick.